Wait, Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today's the topic of my sharing is about Schedule G of HDA and also the process of registration of title. So some people may think that landed properties are actually under Schedule G, but it is actually very much depending on the type of the title. So if the title is strata title, then the landed properties can be landed strata and may fall under Schedule H. So we cannot totally categorize landed properties are actually under Schedule G. So let's see the differences between the Schedule G and Schedule H. So first one, you can see that the individual title is for Schedule G, strata title is for Schedule H. And under Clause 11 of HDA, you can see that for Schedule G, if there is a default by purchaser, the developer can terminate the contract and the purchaser has to pay late payment charges and 10% of the purchase price will be forfeited by the developer. The residual will refund to the purchaser. And for Schedule H, the purchaser has to pay late payment charges also. And this one will depend on the percentage of the purchase price paid by the purchaser. So if up to 50% is already paid, then the developer can forfeit 10%. If more than 50%, then the developer can forfeit 20% of the purchase price. Then the remaining sum will be refunded to the purchaser, like Schedule G. And then coming to Clause 14, proposition measurement boundaries or area of building lot. For Schedule G, the purchaser can claim if the measurements, boundaries, or the area of the said building lot shown in the layout plan in the first schedule shall be different from its measurement. However, for Schedule H, the purchaser can only claim if there is an excess of the 2% of the area shown in the building plan, which means that for Schedule G, there is no limit, but for Schedule H, there is a limit of in excess of 2%. So coming to the developer part, under Schedule G, the developer can only claim from the purchaser any payment resulting from the adjustment up to a maximum which is equivalent to the value of 2% of the total area of the said building lot. But under Schedule H, the developer cannot claim if the area of the said parcel, as shown in the strata title, exceeds the area shown in the building plan. And then the time for delivery of vacant possession for individual title Schedule G is 24 months and for Schedule H is 36 months. And then moving on, I will proceed to the loan documentation process for Schedule G with title and when there is a master chargee. So as everyone know, from the very first step, after the SPA and loan agreement signings are done, we will send the SPA for developer's execution. And then we will stamp the SPA upon return from the developer. After the SPA being stamped, we will send the loan agreements for bank's execution. At this stage, we will include the Form 19B and 19G and also the caveated consent. At the same time, we will request the redemption sum statement from the master chargee. So once the bank has executed the loan document, we will proceed with loan agreement stamping and also enter caveat, as you can see in the words in red here. So at this stage, we don't serve NOA and PA filing. And then we will proceed with advice. So next, I will show you all the example of Form 19B for enter caveat, and the documents required for enter caveat are a copy of Form 19B, a copy of Surat Akuan caveat, a copy of CTC IC, and LO. And then next slides will be, you can see after the caveat is being entered, there is a presentation number for the entered caveat on the caveat receipt as circled as shown on the slide. And after the caveat is entered, you also can do land search and you will see the caveat is actually already shown on the land search. Next, how do we prepare for presentation of individual title when there is a master chargee? So what is actually a master chargee? Master chargee is when the developer charge the land to a bank, charge the land of the projects to a bank. And let's say if it is public bank, then public bank would act as a master chargee for the developer, which we usually also call this as a developer's bank. Okay, so this is the flow chart of the process of registration of title at land office. Okay, so normally after we have done the first advice, we will have to wait until the redemption sum settlement with the master chargee. For the advice here, I would like to share about, normally when we do the first advice, right, we will only stamp the FA, the original FA and duplicate FA. And duplicate FA. So after that, we will and we will not stamp the 16N, 16A and edu MOT. We will only do that after the redemption sum settlement. And so for the first advice, we will only forward a photocopy of FA, photocopy of 16A, and a photocopy of 14A. And we will undertake to forward to the bank upon the registration of title. So moving on, after how do we know when the redemption sum settlement is done? Is when the developer informs us. And then we will request the 16N and original title from master chargee. And upon receipt of the original title and 16N from master chargee, we will proceed with MOT adjudication. MOT adjudication, and then we will proceed to make the stamp duty payment. And then we will continue to do the endorsement of 16A and stamp 16N. Then only we will do presentation at land office. And once the title is registered, we will send in all the original documents to the bank, and then the bank will disperse the balance sum. So this is the brief flow chart for this process. So next I will come into details of all this. Next one will be the redemption sum settlement that I've mentioned just now. Normally the developer will write in and inform us that the redemption sum with the master chargee has been settled. Then only we will proceed to write in to master chargee to request original title and discharge of charge. And upon receipt of the original title and 16N from master chargee, we will proceed for MOT adjudication. And so adjudication of MOT, we will normally do it online, and we will only need to upload original 14A, copy of SPA, copy of IC, land search title, and to include any exemption or remission from the stamp duty. It can be HOC or any applicable PUA. And after the notice taxation is out, then only we will make the payment based on the amount shown on the notice taxation. Then we will proceed to stamping and endorsement of 16A and 16N. For 16A, we can do the stamping by way of online and manually submitting to LHDN. For the online part, normally we will only do for LPPSA because there is an exemption of the stamp duty. And the 16A endorsement documents required are 4 copies of 16A and charge annexure, an original FA, and also a copy of LO. For 16N, discharge of charge, we can do the stamping by submitting to LHDN. So next will be the example of 16A being stamped and endorsed. So the LHDN will endorse at the page of the original of 16A as a proof of full payment of loan stamp duty has been made. So you can see that the one circled in red is where the 16A endorsed and 16A stamped. So after that, we will prepare the list of these documents for presentation. So I will show you a scanned copy of these documents. Hold on now. Okay, can you all see this?
Yes.
Can.
Okay, so this is the scanned copy of the presentations documents that we have done before. So this one is the letter. This is the letter of presentation to the land office. And then we will attach together with the original title. And then this is the notice taxeran of MOT. And you can see here the notice taxeran, the stamp duty 6,196 is actually exempted under HOC. So you can see we will get this exemption certificate from the LHDN saying that this has been. Then this is the Borang 14A lah. Next is the purchaser's IC. Must be CTC by lawyer. And then this one is the original 16A that has been endorsed and stamped.
Bagi barang siap.
Huh? Then this is the charge annexure attached together with the 16A. Okay, and then we also attach another duplicate copy of 16A, which is already CTC by a lawyer, together with the charge annexure to the LH to the land office. Also a charge annexure here. Okay, so this one. Okay, so this one is the Borang 19G, which is the withdrawal caveat notice lah. We will attach together when we do the presentation. So this is the form. So we will prepare an original copy and also a duplicate copy of the 19B, of the 19G. And then this one is actually a CTC of the charge for the master chargee. So you can see inside here is stated as public bank. And then this one is the discharge of charge 16N, Borang 16N, which is already stamped. And also we will include the quick rent and assessment of the land to the land office. We will have to submit the latest one. And this one is the CTC copy of the SSM of the developer. Then this is the CTC copies of the director's IC. Then this is the company resolution. So this one is the Form 24 and Form 25 and Form 49. And then we will come into this to attach together this constitution of the company. So that's the presentation documents that we have done. And I'll continue our slides now. Can you all see the slides now? Hello, hello.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Okay, so this one is the payment calculation for registration of title at Seremban Land Office lah. So for the registration fee of MOT for property price range between 250,000 to 500,000, the fee will be 0.15% of the property price lah. And if the price range between 500 to 1 million, then the rate will be 0.2%. So for example, if the SPA price is 5,000 K, the registration fee of the MOT will be the 0.15 of the 450 lah. So it will come up to the 675 ringgit. And for withdrawal of caveat charge, discharge of charge, the fees are 40 ringgit each. And we will need to add on the PA 20 ringgit each. So to make up to an amount of 60 ringgit each. So the total will be 855 ringgit. So this is the one of the example when you want to do the calculation for the payment of registration of title at the land office. So next, this one you can see that before the registration of title, the title is registered under the developer's name as PET Synergy. And then after registration, it will be registered under the purchaser's name. Then you also can see another one is the before registration of title, the master chargee bank, public bank is stated in the title. And now you can see after the registration of the title, the bank's already changed to and charged to the purchaser's bank. So this is how we prepare for the presentation and how it will be after the registration of title. And also this one for extra information is that before the registration of duplicate of 16A, you can see the middle part one is empty one. So if after registration of the duplicate copy of 16A, the perserahan number for the charge and the date and the time will be stated there. So this copy, we will send it to the bank. The original copy of 16A will be kept at the land office. So next. So what we will do when the title is registered. So when the title is registered, we will do safekeeping for the parties below to the bank, to the developer and the purchasers. And to the bank, we have to forward all the original documents that we have undertaken to forward previously in our advice. So it will include like original title with land plan, original loan agreement if applicable, and duplicate CTC 16A with registration number and date was the one I showed you just now. And to developer, we will only forward a CTC copy of original title with land plan. And to the purchaser, we will forward CTC copy of the original title with land plan and also a stamped duplicate copy of 16A. Yeah, so that's it when the title is registered, and that's all we need to do. So that's the end of my sharing. Any questions?
I have no question.
Yeah, thanks, Alicia.